If you need assistance with your credit, text CREDIT to 702-778-2000. The Credit Show podcast with Harry Jacobs starts now.
When you think about events that can ruin your credit, the list is, it reads something like this. It's loss of job, it's divorce, it's medical emergency. Those are the three most common things. And every week I hear from people, and this week, the reason I'm doing this again is that I had 3 or 4 people that were going through a divorce and were questioning things in their divorce decree and trying to force creditors to report according to what the divorce decree says. It's a fairly simple process for you to understand, right? Understand this. Divorce is difficult enough. But if you think about the impact on your credit, which most of us don't necessarily do, you got to take certain steps because the courts have no bearing. Okay? So when you divorce yourself from your husband or wife, divorce everything credit related. You may have to sell a house. You may have to sell a car. You may have to cancel a credit card or pull someone's name off of it and get it paid off and just deal with it. What happens often is that, you hire a lawyer, your ex hires a lawyer, and they do everything they can to put a nice little bow on it. You're going to be responsible for the mortgage. You're going to be responsible for the car. You're going to be responsible for the credit card, et cetera, et cetera. They put a nice little bow on it, and you get a little handy-dandy divorce decree and a settlement agreement. It doesn't go so smoothly all the time, right? Sometimes people run into financial hardships. Sometimes people are just pissed, and they get ugly, right? You get a sense of relief once the divorce is done, and trust me, I've been there. But if you don't clean things up, you can run into trouble. And just because your ex says that just because the judge says that your ex is responsible for a credit card, doesn't mean that your credit card company is going to just take your name off of it. Your spouse is late, you're late too. So while the ruling from the court judge is important in terms of your marching orders and how you conduct yourselves moving forward, it's merely a piece of paper in this, in this whole ordeal. But it doesn't mean anything as far as the creditors are concerned. Time and time again, someone sends a divorce agreement, settlement agreement. Let me show you this. Can't we go do this? Can't we go do that? No. The courts have no jurisdiction. Bottom line, when you divorce yourself of the financial situations as well. I don't care what the nature of the relationship is, how good it is. Separating yourself from the marriage is one thing. Separating yourself from your ex financially is something completely different and can be equally complex with everything that's involved. So just, get it dealt with, separate yourself from it, and, move forward. So there's my 2 cents on divorce and credit.
You've been listening to the Credit Show podcast with Harry Jacobs. If you need assistance with your credit, text CREDIT to 702-778-2000.